Hello friends, today I am going to be painting a fun little fall wreath, and in the past I have used a lid, painted the rim brown and used that to create a circle, but today I use this little gadget I think I shared about a week ago, and this has worked out really well for me. I'll find my link and put it in the bottom for you. But it gives you all these different sizes and it's really worked out great. I love it. So it's got a small ring, a large ring, and the one I used for this was just the inside of it like that. So I'm really having some fun with this. And it comes in this nice little bag here. So it's really been very useful. Today I'm going to use my Princeton Velvet Touch. I've got a 4 here and an 8 here. You know I love my Velvet Touch. It's got a really nice soft handle, and actually this one I think might be the Neptune, which is a much softer bristle, so it's going to hold a lot more water. Whenever you have a softer bristled brush, it's going to soak up a lot more water. This one is the Velvet Touch, and it's a little bit snappier, and I think for beginners can be a little bit easier to use. Let's just start. And then I've got my 140-pound cold pressed paper. This is a Meeden block, which means it's sealed on all 4 edges. It's great for this, not as much needed, but if you were wetting your paper with a lot of liquid, these blocks, because they're glued on all edges, can really keep it from kind of warping and doing funky things. And then I've got my Lane palette here, which I love. Paul Rubens Lane. About running out of water. So if you are using the hard pans, you want to spray them because they're hard right now. So you want to get those activated. And I'll use my little hand palette here to just mix some colors. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I drew out my circle, but really for the most part, I'm going to be kind of very intuitively and kind of freestyle a couple little pumpkins and some leaves and fun things like that. So for my pumpkins, let's get, and this palette actually doesn't have any extra spaces, so let me grab, I ordered more of those. Let's just use this one as well. And I'm gonna put orange in there, so this is my Cad Orange. I'll just take out of here. And I'm mixing that about 50-50 because we always wanna start lighter. We can always go darker. So with watercolors, you want to be somewhat transparent. As you can see there, look at how free that moves. It's like tea. You've heard that analogy. And keep a little scrap of paper that you can kind of test out the color that you're using, if it's light in value or dark in value. The more pigment, the darker in value it's going to be. So if you're using about 80% pigment and only 20% water, it's going to be thicker and it's going to be more saturated. So just something to keep in mind. I think I will also, because I'm going to be working a little wet and wet, I'm going to go ahead and put some of that Cad yellow in here. And I think when I use this last, it might have had a touch of yellow ochre in there. We'll be using brown. I also want to use this beautiful deep red in my palette here. So I think it's this one here. It's gorgeous. I love it. It's this deep, like Merlot. I feel like it's just so fall. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So I'm going to be using that for a few berries. Maybe just a little bit of green. When you're working wet and wet, it's really good to have your paints ready to go, because otherwise you know, sometimes when you go in, I added a little olive green there too. When you're working wet and wet, by the time you go and get some more paint in your palette, your painting could have dried, and now you're no longer working wet and wet, you're working wet and dry. So I try to get a lot of my colors ready to go in here. And then of course we'll do brown. I'm going to use my Van Dyke brown here. And we'll use that for some twigs around the wreath. Maybe just a tiny, there we go. Added just a tiny bit of Payne's Gray or even some black. And I've got 2 containers of water, one to wash my brush, one to rinse, because you just want to always make sure you're rinsing all of your pigment out. Otherwise, you can cross-contaminate your colors, and that's how you end up with muddy colors. Okay, so let's start first. Actually, let's use our smaller brush. This is that 4 Velvet Touch. And let's go into our orange. And I'm just going to start with a couple little pumpkins here. I had some green on my brush, so just 1 pumpkin here. And I'm laying this down. It's a light value, and it's not a puddle, it's more just shiny. So we're gonna let that dry a tiny bit, and we'll start adding in some berries and some fun things. So let's add in, let's do a couple leaves. I'm gonna go into that green. We could even use some MAB here. Those, if you have that gold series, that would be really pretty. Let me get that a little bit wet. You can buy these separately, by the way. You don't have to buy the whole set like I have here. I'm really liking this bronzy color lately too. I didn't use that too much last year, but I've really been having fun with that this year. Okay, so there is that. Now let's go in and just create a few leaves here and there. So point press, like that. Maybe another one here, point press. We'll just add them in here and there, point press. You want to open up that belly when you're pressing into it, maybe a little one here, point press, and look at that wonderful bleed we get too. We're gonna go in and add a bit more to those pumpkins too, in case they look a little plain right now. And I think I want to use this yellow ochre I just happen to have in my tray here, because look at that yellow ochre in there. Isn't that pretty? So we're going to add in some of those too. This is about 50-50, 50 water, 50 pigment. Tap it off, and let's add in a few more. Point press, point press, point press. Just like that. I think I'll add berries there. Point press. And just keep adding these in, these little leaves. Maybe some smaller ones. Let's go in with, actually let's go in with just a little bit of orange. Tap in, you could even do that with the green. Just tap into the bottom there and let it kind of spread. See those beautiful blends we're getting? Add in a few green leaves over here, point press. And when I point press, I'm pressing and opening that belly to get that width. So that's why you hear me say that, point press. So when I press, it's opening the belly of the brush, and I can get a little bit more width in there. So I think I might stop there, and let's add in some berries in this beautiful red color. Oh, I just love it. There we go. Oh, isn't that so pretty? Maybe right here. A little bit more water. Maybe some peeking out from the pumpkins there. And then we're going to join all these up with those brown stems. Got a couple peeking out there. I'm going to use, I think I'll use some of this gold and do a couple gold leaves here and there. So maybe one coming out of the top here. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Look at that. And we're still going to work on that pumpkin as well. Point press. You could even just do some little dabs. I want to go in now with, you could either use the tip of this or you could use a really tiny brush here. This is my brush, but I will link a Princeton for you. I think this is a 0. And I'm going to go into that brown. A little bit more brown there. Oop. And add that in. There we go. A little bit more water. And now we can start creating those little branches. And I like to make mine just a bit like twigs almost, like they're kind of winding around each other. Just like that. Right here. Get a little bit more of that. Yeah, isn't that pretty? And then right here, some in between there. Yeah, I like to give them that little bit of character. There we go. And now let's go in and just add some definition to those pumpkins. So I think what I'll do is mix that orange with a little bit of that red. Let's do that right here. And get, I might even add just the tiniest touch of green. There we go, because green and red are going to be kind of a muted color. And let's use that for our little lines. That's a little too wet. Just like that. I think I'll go in directly to my paint and just like that. A little bit of orange in there. And I think I'm gonna tap that off because it spread a little bit because my paint wasn't quite dry and I had too much water on my brush. Let's go into this one here. A little bit browner I want. There we go. So hardly any water on my brush. And we can do that. There we go, just creating some lines. And then I'll use the brown for the stem. So tap, tap, tap. I don't want much water on my brush. And let's create a stem here. Ooh, that stem got kind of big. It's okay. Maybe one here. There we go. So you're just giving the illusion of what that is. Now, I think what I want to do is go in with some more orange. We could even go in with, gosh, some of that. Whoops, lost my brush. Some of the gold for berries, but let's stick with this for a minute. And let's see here. There we go. That's kind of pretty, the orange berries. There we go. Maybe some up here. And I'm just kind of dabbing my brush like that. So we're about done here. Look at how cute that is. I might just add maybe a couple leaves down here on the bottom. Actually, I think I'll add a gold one down there. Maybe even the orangey bronze color. Point press. Yeah, that's pretty. There we go. And just a couple in here. Like that. Just little kind of filler ones. And we're about done here. So I hope you'll give this a try. You could also go in here and we could do a little bit of splattering. If you are good at calligraphy, this would be the perfect opportunity to maybe write inside. I'm not, so I don't usually do that. But there you go. I hope you'll give this a try and share with us over on Patreon. There's a free membership, and I love seeing what you're doing. And we'd love to see you over there. All right, everybody, happy painting. Love our little community here. You guys are the best. I get so excited waking up in the morning, seeing what you're doing. And I hope you'll give this a try. I'll see you all soon. Happy painting.